HISD Dance would like to remind you to be safe while dancing. Make sure that you're wearing proper dance attire and that you clear the space around you. If you're dancing on the carpet, wear bare feet. But if you're dancing on hardwood floors or hard surfaces, make sure to wear dance shoes or non-slippery socks. Get ready to have a great time.
Hola dancers! Hi dancers! I'm HISD dance teacher Justine Gingel. Soy profesora de baile at HISD. Y en la lección de hoy creamos danza moderna. In today's lesson, we are going to create modern dance together. Modern dance can be inspired by so many different things. We can be inspired by nature, like Loie Fuller, who created images of bats and birds and butterflies and cocoons with silk capes. We could take inspiration from other cultures like Ruth St. Denis. We could take inspiration from history, like Isadora Duncan, who looked at Greek art and sculpture and allowed it to open her mind to new ideas in dance. We could even take inspiration from how people or animals move, from current events, things that are happening in the news and in our lives and world, and from our emotions and how we feel, like we're going to do today. Pero es tiempo de calentar. But it's time to warm up first. Let's get started. I almost forgot. You might want a pencil and some paper for today's lesson. If you don't have paper or a pencil, that's okay. Maybe you write on, find a paper, but use a pen, a crayon, or a marker. That's okay too. And if you have none of those supplies, still follow along with us, okay? Because we're gonna have so much fun today. Are pointed forward, our heels are pointed backwards, and they are right under, and our feet are right underneath our hips. And we begin. So we will start with shoulder roll on the right side with a plie bend. Shoulder roll, elbow roll, arm roll, and curve and stand. Let me try it sideways so that you can really see the position. 5, 6 times lifted, here I go. We go 1, 2, shoulder 2, 2, arm 3, 2, and stand tall. When you come forward, notice how my hips still point down. I don't tuck my pelvis into a C curve. We'll do that later when we work on contractions, okay? So it is a 1 and 2, a 2 and 2, a 3 and 2, curve 4 and stand. Yes? And then we'll do 4 tendus to, So we'll do right arm, left arm, 4 tendus forward with the right foot. You'll remember these from ballet, modern dance, and jazz all include tendus. And 4 tendus with your left foot. 3 and 4. Then we'll begin again with our shoulder roll. So we go shoulder roll 1 and 2, and elbow 2, arm 3, 2, and curve, stand tall. Other side. 1 and 2, 2 and 2. 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. 4 tendus to the side. 2, 3, and 4. 4 tendus to the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll do both arms twice. So we'll go 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. Again, 1 and 2, 2, 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. I can't wait to see it. Get ready, let's get some music. 5, 6, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2, arm, 3, 2, curve, stand tall, and 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, ready to tendu, tendu, close, tendu, close, tendu, close, tendu, next foot, close, brush that foot, point those toes, get ready, here we go, and 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, stand tall, other arm, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, curve, tendu to the side, 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, feel the floor, 1, 2, lifting that tummy, both arms, here we go, 3, 2, curve, stand tall, again, elbows, arms, curve, and stand. Great job, dancers. Let's start with our right. So we plie, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall. When we go to do our tendus, they're not tendus anymore. Tendus touch the ground. And instead, we're going to do our dégagés. You'll remember them from ballet and from jazz. Modern has dégagés too. Dégagé means to disengage from the floor. So we're going to come off of the floor just a little bit, 2 to 3 inches. That's about the length of your pinky finger. All right? So we dégagé, 1, 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 4 and 2, other side. 2, weighted arms hanging by your side. And then we begin again. Here we go. Before we do our dégagés to the side, we go, 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, curve, stand tall, 1, 2, 2, try it with me, 3, curve, stand tall, 4 dégagés to the side, 4 dégagés to the side, and then let's do both shoulders, both elbows, both arms with the sauté. Sauté means jump. This is going to be fast, dancers. Get ready. Feel that beat in your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2. Curve, stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Curve and stand. Dégagé. 3, 4. Lift in your tummy. Other side. Ready for the jump. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Curve and stand. 2. Curve and stand. Dégagé. 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And 1. Press that foot. 5, 6. Both arms. Again. Es tiempo de crear. Time to create our dances. Now, today, we're going to be focusing on the effort factors. that we talked about last week. Weight, whether something is light or heavy. Flow, whether the movement flows freely or if it's bound, tense, and has resistance. If something, part of your body moves directly, or if it moves indirectly to get to the same spot. And if something is sudden and unexpected, or continuing and sustained, never stopping. Sustained can be slow or fast, continuing motion. Let's review the effort factors of energy in dance together before we get started.
Weight, time, space, and flow.
Let's begin with the idea of weight. Imagining that your body is very heavy. Weight can also be if you're using your weight behind the motion, like I'm using my weight to press right now. Acting as if it takes a lot of effort, almost like an elephant moving. It's hard to have a lot of weight. How can you move with a lot of weight? Can you move your head as if it's heavy? And then what would be the opposite? Light like a bird, where your body can move easily. And all things are possible. A bird moves very differently than an elephant. That light energy. How does your body want to move light? Next, we're going to explore energy and effort when we talk about direct and indirect. Now, if I were to say I went directly to work this morning, what does that mean? If I went directly to work, would I stop at McDonald's on the way? Oh, I'm hearing good answers. No. Would I take an extra turn so I could drive past the park and see it before I go to work? No. If I went directly to work, would I stop at Starbucks for my favorite coffee? Oh, I love Starbucks. No? Oh, no. So, what does it mean to go directly somewhere? Direct is how we use the space. When I go directly to work, I don't go anywhere else except the shortest way from one spot to the next, from home to my work. And when we create movement, direct movement through the space does the same thing. It doesn't go anywhere else before going to its direction. It heads straight there. So a direct movement is going to head straight to its destination. An indirect movement is like me in the morning when I stop at Starbucks, drive past the park to see the sunrise, look up at the moon, and then head to work. That's an indirect pathway. And it all has to do with how we use energy and effort in space. Let's try some direct and indirect movements now. Can you move your arms in a direct way, straight from one point to the next? Can you move your arms indirectly? Can you use your head directly from one spot to another? Can you try it indirectly? Can you move your elbows directly? Or indirectly? Your legs indirectly. Now let's talk about timing in dance. We have sustained movement that continues. It can be fast, but it always lasts a long time, whether it's fast or slow. It continues a long time without stopping if it's sustained. Then we have sudden movements that happen without any warning. Can you practice sudden and sustained movements with me? It has to do with the effort factor of time. Sudden, sharp movements that take a small amount of time. And now let's slow our time down, moving sustained. How long can you make the simplest movement take? You do not need to be doing what I'm doing. You can create your own sustained, smooth movement that takes a lot of time. And let's go back to sudden movements, staccato and sharp. Next, we're going to talk about flow. Does the movement flow freely through your body, or is it constricted? Is there muscle tension and resistance? A lot of times when we think about flow, free flowing means that you're not pushing against anything. You can just move easily. But bound flow means that there's resistance, almost like when you're swimming in water. If I swim in the air, whoosh, it's easy. But when I'm in the water, I have to sort of push against the water to move my arms. Push against the water to lift or lower my legs. So free-flowing movement means there's no resistance, no muscle tension. And bound movement means that we are resisting. There is muscle tension and we are pushing against something, even if it's imaginary. Are you ready to try bound versus free flow? Let's start with free flowing movement. You can imagine that there's no tension in your muscles, that there's no push against the air or anything around you, almost like as if you're on the moon, light and flowing. See if you can feel the energy moving through your body nice and freely. And now, let's push and resist. Bound movement, controlled. There is a little muscle tension that you can see and feel, like your muscle is constricting, tightening. Can you feel it and experience that bound energy in your body?
Now it's time to begin creating our modern dance inspired by emotions. I included a few emojis on the screen now so you can connect with different emotions you might feel at different points in the day. I put up angry, excited, happy, confused, sad, meh, nervous, scared. Have you ever felt any of these emotions before? Choose one of these emotions. Think about a time when you felt it.
When you felt that emotion, how did your body react? Did you feel a certain way inside? Did you move a certain way on the outside? Like if you were angry, were you heavy and maybe you slashed like, oh man? Or maybe if you were happy, did you kind of have a light bounce to your step? Very airy and free-flowing and light? Or were you sad and it like took you a really long time to get up for dinner one night? What happened when you were feeling this feeling on your insides and as you moved?
Today in class, I'm going to choose the emotion excited for us to work with. Now you can see that we have the words heavy or light, bound or free, direct or indirect, and sudden or sustained. All of our energy factors are right here. And we're going to choose which ones we feel when we're excited. Now, remember, each person feels a little bit differently, even though we have the same emotion, and responds a little bit differently. It's part of what makes us unique and special.
Think of a time when you were excited. Did you feel heavy or did you feel light? Most of us would agree that we move really light when we get excited. There's like an extra excitement that just pushes us up off the floor. Now, when you're excited, is your movement bound and tight or is it free flowing? For different people, this might feel different. Some people tense up. Ooh, I'm so excited. And other people really move freely. For today, let's imagine that we have that type of bound, tight, excited energy. Now let's talk about what our bodies do when they're excited. Are you a person who goes kind of over here and wants to tell everybody and go everywhere indirectly on your way towards your goal? Or are you a person who is excited but definitely goes about the day fully put together, moving directly forward and not taking up time for all kinds of other things, other ways of moving back and forth before getting to your destination? For everybody, it's a little bit different. And even myself, some days I'm quietly contained and directing my movements when I'm happy and excited. And other days I'm a little indirect and all over the place. So today, let's choose indirect. But really, depending on how you respond to that excited feeling, it will be different for you, or it could be different. When you're excited, is your movement sudden or sustained and continuing? Usually, when we're excited, we're really sudden. So let's do sudden for our dance today together. Now, for today's dance, we're not going to pantomime. Do you remember what pantomime was from earlier this year? That's right. Pantomime is acting with no words. We're not going to be pantomiming today. We're creating modern dance. And so we were choosing what type of effort goes into being excited so that we can use those efforts in a dance. The first effort we chose was light. So we are going to move light for our first movement. Your movement can be the same as mine or different, but everybody in the class is moving light first. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our first movement is going to be light. And then our second movement is going to be bound, just like we chose on our list. Are you ready? 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Light. Now we move bound, controlled, tension. Then we chose indirect. So we begin with light, we move on to bound, and then we're going to use our indirect energy. Are you ready? Maybe find a great beginning position, something you find interesting or exciting. Here we go. Light and bound, controlled, muscle tension. Getting ready for indirect energy. Indirect, it always has to go somewhere else before it goes to its destination. Let's look at our list and see if you can tell what type of energy, effort factor we're going to use next. If you chose that we are doing sudden movements that go and stop very quickly, next, you are so right. Great job, dancers. So first, we are going to move light like a balloon or a cloud. Then we are going to move bound like a weightlifter, pressing, tensing their muscles to move. Then we are going to go indirectly, moving other ways through the space before we get in the direction we are headed. And lastly, we are moving suddenly. Are you ready to try it con musica? With the music, dancers. 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. We move like 3, 4, 6. Bound. Indirect. Now we go sudden. And find a way to finish. Great job, dancers. Notice how it's not a pantomime like we did earlier in the year, opening a present or receiving good news, right? This is truly a modern dance inspired by your emotions.
Let's look at our emotions chart. Remember which emotion you chose earlier to create a dance on your own about. You're going to look at the effort factors and choose if your emotion feels heavy or light, if it feels bound or free, if it's direct or indirect, or if it is sudden or sustained. You might want a pencil, pen, or marker to write down which energy effort factors you choose. And of course, don't forget your emoji up top. While I dance, figure out how your emotion moves. Select between the effort factors. If you're done early, watch how I'm dancing and see if you can tell which effort factor I'm really concentrating on.
I'm so excited to see what you've done. Are you ready? Find a great beginning position. 6, here we go. You are either heavy or light, heavy or light, heavy or light. You decide. 6, here we go. You're bound with tension or moving free. Bound with tension, moving free. Now, direct or indirect. Are you moving directly? Or does your movement flow a different way before it heads that way? Sustained or sudden? Here we go. Sustained goes a long time, but sudden goes and stops. There's no warning. Great job, dancers. I could really see you changing your effort and energy behind your movement and connecting to your emotions. You've done a great job creating your own choreography based on emotions and effort factors. I was so impressed, you guys. Now, it's important to understand how our bodies react to our emotions. Not just because we can make fabulous dances from the ideas and movements. But because sometimes we can work this in reverse. When we feel our muscles tighten, it could be a sign that we're angry. Or when we feel our bodies moving in all different directions, it could be a signal that you're confused or that you're nervous. Once you identify the emotion, remember how your body feels when you have that emotion. Move backwards to our emoji sheet of all the feelings. Identify that and help heal. That's all we have for today, guys. I'll see you right here again next week on HISD Dance from Home. Adios.